Preston Hall is a UCF Knight, but what made him choose UCF?
You are Locked On UCF, your daily podcast on the UCF Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome on in to Locked On UCF, your daily UCF podcast. I'm your host, Mike G. Thank you so much for making Locked On UCF your first listen of every day. Turn us up, turn us on, we'll turn it out. I'm here with my good friend Preston Hall, recent UCF commit. Preston, I want to thank you for joining the show today. On today's show, we're going to learn a little bit about who you are, what made you choose UCF, and how you relate so well to this coaching staff. Now, before we started recording, we talked a little bit about where you're from. You're a Texas kid. You live in the suburbs of Houston, man. What's it like growing up in the suburbs of Houston?
It's nice. It's nice. There's a lot of stuff to do. So, you never get bored around here.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a change for you going from Houston to Orlando. But you talk to me about your relationship to football. Like, was football something that you always just gravitated to? Did you play other sports? How did you choose football over the other sports with all the athleticism that you have?
So actually, I wanted to be a basketball player. So football was like kind of bred because like my dad used to play in the league. He was a fullback and running back for the Tennessee Titans, and he was actually on the Rose Bowl team in 2005 for the Longhorns, Texas Longhorns. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with like Vince Young and all them. Yeah.
So that was the year they won the national title.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And my brother was a linebacker at UTSA, so like it's like bred in my family, but like I don't know, like I just wanted to hoop, but then like freshman year I was like, nah. I don't know.
Now you're coming in you're at 220 now, so I mean that's big for a basketball player.
I still got the hops though.
You still got the hops. You still got the jumps. It's useful. You see a lot of basketball players cross over these days, and you've got a high amount of athleticism. Did you do anything else outside of football and basketball?
I did in middle school. I did a little bit of triple jump, jump in middle school. So yeah.
All right, a little track and field in there. I dig that. Preston, you come from a sports family. So sports is kind of in your blood. And talk to me about where football falls in your life, right? Like your commitment to the sport and to the things about it that not everybody wants to do. Not everybody wants to, commit to the process, the weightlifting, the nutrition, even eating the right things, what drives you to do all those things that make a great football player?
Honestly, what drives me is my dad. Since I'm like trying to go where he already went, so everything he says, anything he does, like I actually pay attention to it because like I'm trying to go where he goes. So everything my day is tailored to getting better. I wake up at like 9:30, eat a good breakfast, chill out till like 10:15, lift, eat again, chill out for a little bit. Then go to a football field, do my conditioning, get back, drink a protein shake, have some creatine. Then I just like chill out, watch some film of like the past season, like critiquing what I can do, what I can improve on, and also I do some schoolwork because I am graduating early, so I gotta knock out them courses.
So you're going to be an early enrollee. Are you enrolling in December to be there for spring ball?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. And a lot of kids are doing that these days. I mean, it's so important in terms of competition. Do you have aspirations to play year one? Like, what were your talks with the coaching staff about maybe slotting in year one and competing for a starting spot?
Yeah, we had them talks, but you just can't just throw it. You gotta earn it. So first, I gotta earn my stripes on special teams. So that's where the dog's at. So that's my dad always says. He says special teams is where people try to get it at. So you can't be messing around on that. So I gotta lock in on special teams, earn my stripes, and hopefully get some playing time my freshman year.
Preston, it sounds like your relationship with your dad has been, very key for you in terms of your sports journey. Talk to me a little bit about that, man. My dad is my hero. My dad is my role model. He was there for all the important things in life. And I can say, without beyond a shadow of a doubt, I wouldn't be the man I am today without my father. Talk to me about how that relationship has.
It's like it's every day, every at the end of the night, we watch a lot of Luke Kuechly highlights together, and you just tell me like, this is how you gotta play, man. This is how you gotta do this. It's like we gotta have those motivational talks every day, just to keep me level minded. And it's just, it's my dad, that's we call each other guys, man. That's my guy. Me and my dad are like this. Like we're close. We're very close.
That's great to hear. It's important having that support. I think once you get to the college level to help keep you, it keeps kids grounded. There's going to be a lot of things coming at you in this next phase as you transition into college football. And it's important. It's important to stay close to family and keep that grounded and centered. But your new family is going to be at UCF. Now, again, before we started recording, I talked to you. You've already started to form a relationship with some of your future teammates.
Yeah, Charlie and Kane. Shout out to Charlie and Kane.
All right. Kane Archer is, for our listeners, I think is who you're talking about there. He came on the show. Great kid, very driven, and seems to know, what he wants. And you guys are planning on rooming together in college, right?
Yeah. We're trying to work on that.
All right, good deal. And then, it's when you talk about that relationship that you guys are building now, even, how important is that, do you think, to what the team chemistry is going to be like once you guys finally once it's real, once you're in the dorm or in the apartment and you got a spot in the locker room and it's all becomes real. You are a UCF Knight playing football in the bounce house. How important are those relationships, do you think, to what you guys are building?
To be honest, what I always proud on with my team is you can be the best team. If you don't have chemistry, you don't got no team. If everybody's not bonding, if it's not a brotherhood, you don't have a team. So, I try to always all the 2026 commits, we all talk to each other on Instagram. We all trying to build that brotherhood, build that team, because there is no team without no chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry is super important. But you had choices, and there were schools after you. It's important, I think, for people to know, why UCF over a lot of these other schools that you potentially could have gone to. We'll talk about why you chose UCF next, right after a quick word from our sponsors. This episode of Locked On UCF is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights or golf on the greens or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're already following the action. Why not make it a little bit more thrilling with FanDuel? You can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburned at the beach. New to FanDuel, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's $5 for your first bet. And if you win, $150 in bonus bets. FanDuel.com today. Preston, what made you choose UCF? You again, before we started recording, you talked about the other schools that were after you. It's a long way from home. It's a long way from Texas. And so a lot of kids opt to stay close to home, especially when you come from a state like Texas where football is king. And you've got a lot of in-state schools that dominated football, but you're going outside, you're going to the Big 12, and you're going to play in Florida, in Orlando, in the bounce house. Why UCF?
To me, honestly, it felt like home. As soon as I stepped on the campus, as soon as I met all the coaches, it was like, okay, I can really see myself here. Then other part, to be honest, I had to talk to because I had to talk with my dad. He was like I don't care how far you go, as long as it's the best option for you and we like it and you like it, just go. So
yeah,
I really care about staying in state or whatever. I put me first. So wherever I felt like was the best opportunity, I'm a go there. So. And also, like I said earlier, it just felt like home. I love UCF.
Feels like home away from home, because you're going to be very far from home. But talk to me about the recruiting trip. Now, when we follow your timeline, you had an official visit on June the 20th, and then you verbally committed just 2 days later. So you made a quick decision after you went down there. What did you see on that recruiting trip that just had you ready to commit 2 days later?
It just felt like home. I get to see myself there. So I couldn't let this opportunity pass.
Yeah. Walk fans through what a recruiting trip is like. You get off the plane, they pick you up, right? They take you to the stadium, they take you to the facilities. What's that trip like?
So you want to go through my whole OV?
Yeah, sure.
So, how we talked previously, I was very late since we just started. I just started talking that when I committed. I just started talking to UCF that Monday. So it was quick. So the flight was all the flights were already booked. So I had to get the latest flight. I think I landed at 12. I landed at 12. All the coaches retired, so we just went to the room, slept, woke up, and. What did we do first day? I think we did the photo shoot and our coaches. We did a photo shoot, little facility tour. I really liked the photo shoot. Then I had some meetings with Coach D. That really made me want to commit, because he showed a lot of linebackers that he built from the ground up. Because it really, really mattered to me, because this was my first year playing linebacker. I originally played safety. I played safety. Then I got a little bit big, so I made the switch to linebacker. It was my first year ever playing linebacker, and he showed me a lot of his linebackers that are in the league, stuff like that. They were safeties or they were under recruited in high school, and he took care of them, and now they on their second contract in the NFL, and that's that. Yeah. That's that. Oh, wow. When you get that second contract, that's that money right there. So
it is. So they talked to you. They really. It sounds like they really painted a vision for you for how they were going to develop you, and then gave you examples of guys who whose footsteps you're looking to follow in, because obviously the goal is to get to the league, right?
Of course.
Yeah, that's it's good to hear that the staff is doing a good job helping guys visualize what their time at UCF is going to be like. And again, we were talking before we started recording, you're being recruited as a linebacker, but your weight's a little up there, so they may have you playing some edge, right?
Yeah, a little bit of both, because at my high school I played an outside linebacker edge, because you're running 3-3-5. So I'm I'm the nickel or dime outside linebacker edge type of guy, but also I can play inside. So I'm probably gonna play a little bit of both.
Do you have a preference between the two? I mean, you were a disruptor. You have an address, a second home address in the backfield next to the QB, making them very, very uncomfortable. Do you prefer edge over linebacker? Is there one that you prefer over the other?
To be honest, whatever's gonna make me the most plays. So wherever the coaches feel like I'm gonna succeed the best, that's where we're. I'm fine with both.
Preston, last year you had 12 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks, a forced fumble over 12 games. And that's, those are great numbers. You're obviously looking to build on that, going into your senior season and then rolling straight into UCF. So, you're going to have a month between the end of your high school senior year and the time that you'll be essentially stepping foot on campus there. What are your goals for your senior year, man? I know you guys all see the ratings and the rankings, right? Is Preston Hall looking to move up the ranking charts this season in Texas football?
Oh, of course. To be like, let's see. I feel like they doubted me a little bit because I came because my sophomore year I got hurt, so I didn't play my whole sophomore year. So this junior was my first year on varsity. So like I had a good season, but they still doubted me. But my goals for this year is Houston Touchdown Club nominee. That's like it's like an award for like the best like players in Houston. Like so it's hard because we got a lot of dogs in Houston, so it's hard. But I'm trying to win the defensive award. Then also a big goal for me is state. I feel like we have the team. We have 24 kids on our team with D1 offers. So wow. Our team's looking stacked this year. Our whole receiving core has a D1 offer, like from starting receiver to fourth string.
Yeah. What class is your high school in Texas?
Oh, 6A D1. That's the hardest.
That's the hardest. Yeah. Look, man, bringing home a state championship in Texas football at that level is a big deal. And certainly, finishing off your senior year on a high note, I know is super important to you, but also it helps you. It helps you. Before we move on to the last part, I did want to talk about that relationship. Your primary recruiter was Coach D'Onofrio, and you talked about that relationship and what that was like. Describe your relationship to the coach and why that was so important to your commitment to UCF.
Because why it was important because he sat down and talked to my dad and told him the whole vision of me and like where he sees me and all that, and like it just really touched my dad. He's like, okay, like my dad was like because like I said earlier, like my dad, he played in the league. I'm trying to get where he's trying to get. So when he told my dad that, my dad was like, I like him and I can see you playing for him. Then also I liked him too because he told me the real, and I just feel like he can coach me well and put me to the next level. Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that, man. That's great. Look, that's an important relationship, but obviously, Coach Scott Frost is back in Orlando for a second time. And that's going to be one of the most important relationships you have. We're going to talk about how important that relationship next on Locked On UCF. Talk to me about Scott Frost, Preston. You obviously had a talk with him on your visit. And, what things did you like about Coach Frost and his recruiting pitch? And how did that play into your decision to commit to UCF?
So this is a whole little story. So I think this was the second day. No, it's the first day. It's the first day of the official visit. We're walking to breakfast, and this is the first time I ever talked to Coach Frost because I was like late. So like I only talked to Coach D and like the recruiting personnel to set up my official visit flights and all that. So this was my first time ever talking to Coach Frost, and he was like, there's no way no Texas school has to offer you like it's mind-boggling. That's the first thing he ever said to me. And after that, I was like, okay, so like he really like knows me. Like he watched my film, he studies me, like he actually knows me as a player. So that's my main key. So like when that happened, like me and my parents talked about it. We're like, okay, because my other official visit with Colorado State, I talked to the coach. I like Coach Norvell, but like he ain't really he ain't really sell nothing for real.
Okay, so you felt like this guy really did his homework on me, and he knows my tape. He understands, my talent. Because we talk about this a lot on the show. We feel like to some extent stars are overrated, right? It's what one person sees in you, but it may not be the whole story of Preston Hall and how athletic and how good a football player you're going to be. Now you're rated as a 3-star, but it sounds to me like you have a 5-star mentality.
Because what my dad always says is when you get to college, them stars don't matter at all. You can brag about your stars in high school. When you get into college, that don't matter at all.
Yeah, all that matters is what you do every day in practice
on that field,
right?
And what you do on Saturday.
Yeah, like I dig that a lot, man. Look, it's what they're trying to build. Scott Frost talks a lot about the culture that they're trying to build, the second go around. How do you feel like you fit in that culture? What things do you bring to that culture? Like, what is Preston Hall adding to the UCF Knights?
I'm adding that dog mentality, and I'm just going to try to make every play. I'm committed. I'm just driven to UCF. They're getting everything out of me.
Preston, I want to close the show talking a little bit about NIL. It's changed college sports.
Oh yeah.
When in talking to Kane Archer and Dante Carr, even they pretty much said, "Look, man, we're not worried about the money. We're going to play football. We feel like the money is going to work itself out." Is that where you're at with this thing? What kind of money talks did you guys have during your recruitment?
I had a money talk on the last day, but I don't really care about the money. I played the sport because I really like this sport and I want to go to the league. I want to do all this. I don't really play for no money. Like how Kane and Dante Carr said, the money's gonna come itself. So.
Yeah, look, excited to see what you do in Orlando, my friend. It's going to be fun covering the Preston Hall show every single Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me, man, today. I wish you the best. I hope you'll come back and talk to us after your all Big 12 and everything, playing linebacker. And man, I appreciate it. Guys, that's it for another great edition of Every Day. For your next listen, go to the Portal Show. Our friend Brian Smith has the latest in signings and rumors, all the going-ons in college football. You can find the Portal Show on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcast. You can find us here tomorrow on Locked on UCF.